All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Queen's Club. And the weather is... the weather is holding off for now. But we'll see what happens because today's supposed to be crappy. Crappy weather, which... who would have thought? It's not like it's been crappy all week. So hopefully we get through this match and then it rains later. Not much going on today. Iva Jovic. Mbokos plays Pliskova later, which we're going to watch, hopefully. Over the other places, not much going on. None of the big, no Raducanu, no... well, actually, Anisimova is playing today. Serena's not playing today. She's playing tomorrow. So, yeah, I just really hope we can get through this match. So that way we can figure out what to do after this. But how we doing, chat? What's going on? Have we recovered from Serena's comeback? God, I can't believe we got to watch Serena in real life. That's crazy. In real time. No exhibition, no nothing. Just a follow-up on our previous conversation, which we had, which you may or may not remember, and I'll just introduce it a bit. Yeah, Blast, I have no... if it was not yesterday, then I can't remember. Sorry. Raining in Holland? Great. We're in London. We ain't in Holland, it's good. That's fine. It can rain as much as it wants in Holland. That doesn't matter. Hard to beat Jovic. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Jovic, especially considering that Jovic just beat her a couple weeks ago. I think this is going to be tough. So, we'll see. We'll see if Eala can put in a better performance. If Eala does win, that would be great for her. But if she does better than last time, I think that is like an improvement, right? You want to see improvement. So if the scoreline's closer than last time, and it's still Jovic winning, fair enough. But I think that's a good improvement for Eala if she doesn't win. I've gone Jovic in 3. But, yeah. I think if Eala puts on a better performance, and look, she's in great form, right? She's won 6 matches in a row on grass. Jovic has only played 1. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Good evening. What's up? How you doing? I wonder if Ro will sponsor tomorrow's game. I have no idea what that is. What time does it start? Right now. Right now. Not this time, Jovic. Eala's strength on grass. Hey, look. It'd be really, it'd be good for Eala if she beat Jovic. I mean, that would be by far the best win she's had recent times. Last time she beat a top 20 player. When was the last top 20 win she had? Was it back at Rome, maybe? And look, if you're going to get one of these top players, now is the time because nobody has any form on grass. So yeah, now's the time. So 19 in the world, Jovic. So she lost to Jovic in Roland Garros. She lost to Raducanu in Strasbourg. So yeah, she hasn't beaten a top 20 player since the Gauff match at Indian Wells. But if you want to go with a win, not a retirement victory, Palini back in Dubai was the last time she beat a top 20 player. When was the last time she beat a top 30 player? So top 50 this year, she's 7 wins, 10 losses. So she beat Wong 33, Freck was 45, Lynette was 50, Coco, Castella. I mean, we can forget that she beat Castella, and that was a great win. At the time, I don't think people understood how big of a win that was. And then Palini. So this would be her best win in a while. If she could get this win. She's lost to Jovic in Paris, 21 Mertens, 25 Fernandez, 23 Penko, and 14 Mukova. And 14 Noskova too. So this will be interesting. Be best win she's had for sure in a while. Even though she's been playing well. But the thing is, if you want to be in the top 30 or the top 20, or the top 20 especially, you got to beat the top 20, right? If you can't beat the top 20, then you're not going to be able to go up to that level. So this is a big matchup. We know how Jovic has been playing this year. She's been playing great. Very tough opponent. But if you're going to get someone on grass, now's the time. Before anybody's got any form, before anybody's got any matches, now's the time. Winner of this match, by the way, will take on the winner of Anisimova Sigamund, who are playing after this. I'm ultra savage here in Canada. Been up since midnight. Dutchy, look after yourself. It's too early. There's no point in waking up this early for these tournaments. Not yet. Save it for Wimbledon. Not this time, Jovic. All right. Center court was full. Yes, there was Serena. Oh, yeah, it was. It was overflowing. It was awesome. If Alex serves well as she did against Zhang, then it'll be a very good match. Yeah, for sure. The difference between Zhang and Jovic, though, is that Zhang was going all out on every point, which made it interesting, but Jovic is going to be a little bit more controlled, a little bit smarter with the way she plays. So she's going to move Eala around a lot more, but also Eala's going to not have to worry about, the winners coming off every shot like with the Zhang. So she'll be able to take her time a little bit too. Women in Toronto, men in Montreal for the Canadian Open. Yep. I remember that Eala went toe-to-toe with Mboko last time. So hopefully this will be the same case. Yeah, look, we'll see. This is going to be a fascinating battle. Yep. Feast and Mahatcha out of Halle. Yeah, there's a lot of players pulling out of these grass season events, which is not great. Runa pulled out 2 of Queens. I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, all the contenders that we want to watch, Musetti, Feast, Runa coming back, Draper, all these guys are not healthy. They're all injured, which sucks for us. That we don't get to see. We don't get to see those guys play. Yeah, Sinner's not playing Halle, but that's not because he's hurt. It's just because he pulled out anyway. So I'm looking at the radar chat. We should be getting, hopefully getting like 2 hours of no rain, which might be enough to finish this match. It probably won't be enough to avoid disruption in the future. But if we can get through this match, maybe less. Maybe an hour and a half. Maybe an hour. We will have a rain delay. We possibly have a rain delay. We'll have a rain delay in this, but that's all right. Just depends on how quick the match goes, And the rain's so sporadic. I'm looking at the clouds; they're just like scattered. So it could rain at any point. It could miss us completely. Is Jovic the sure winner of this one? I don't think it's a sure winner. I don't think she's the sure winner. I don't think so. I think this is a close contest. I don't think this will be easy for either player. All right. Eala's going to serve. Here we go. Let's see if Eala can get revenge. Or if Jovic can stop the streak. Who you got winning this one, chat? Let me know. Who you got winning this one? Who you got? As with a fault from Eala, second serve. Second serve. And Jovic misses the return. 15-love. Uh, 15-love. As the return goes into the front of the back of Eala. Jovic pass. Eala with a volley. Too good. Lovely pickup. 30-love. Beautiful volley from Eala. Happy National Iced Tea Day. Woo. I've got one to celebrate. All right, there's a return. No, that's a fault. Second serve, Eala. The backhand of Jovic. Eala forehand up the line, goes wide. 30-15. 30-15. As Eala serves again. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Eala. Backhand forehand from Jovic to the backhand of Eala. Off the tape from Eala, goes wide. 30-all. 30-all. Eala serves again. Into the backhand of Jovic. Return goes in the backhand of Eala. Jovic on the stretch with a forehand. Eala gets a forehand inside out winner. Back behind Jovic. 40-30. 40-30. Eala to take the first game. There's a bit of let. $40-30. By the way, GMP won, which is great for my team. God, I'm so happy with GMP. Thank you so much for making me look like a genius. Shout out to GMP. There's a forehand now from Eala into the forehand of Jovic. And up the line winner from Jovic. And we get the deuce. Well, we get the deuce. By the way, was Zverev in your team pre-Roland Garros? It's Zverev and Kaboli. So how lucky was that? With a serve from Eala into the back of Jovic. Deep into the front of Eala. Jovic. Front line winner. Jeez, Jovic hit so clean. Advantage Jovic. She hit so clean. All right, advantage Jovic to get the first game of the match. And a backhand now from Eala into the forehand of Jovic. Eala forehand on the attack. Jovic gets a back cross court. The backhand of Eala. Forehand from Jovic. Up the line. Eala with the forehand of the stretch. Jovic. Forehand again to the forehand of Eala. Eala's back in the rally. Forehand from Jovic cross court. Eala goes up the line and wide. Jovic breaks. Jovic just doesn't miss. All right. Eala gets the break. One love. Eala has the confidence and improved now. She has a championship mindset. Eala will win in straight sets. Okay. First game is a break. And it's Jovic. One love. Did it make a team for grass? Of course it did. I've got Shelton, Fritz, Demonor, Medvedev, Pirikar, Griekspoor. All right. Jovic breaks. One Love Jovic. Hey, Moon. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it. All right, serve to the forehand of Eala. Great return. Jovic gets back with forehand. Into the back of Eala. Jovic to the forehand of the line. Goes into the deep forehand of Eala. Now Jovic forehand inside out. Eala slices it back. Jovic. Forehand inside out winner. I mean, Jovic is ridiculous. 15 love. The way Jovic plays is ridiculous. Like, she looks like she has so much time to hit the ball. Like, that's why it's so impressive. When Eala's not hitting it soft, right? Eala's not hitting the ball soft. Jovic just looks like she has so much time. And she hits it so clean and so precise. Like, there's a bit of fault from him. Jovic to conserve. Jovic is ranked 19 in the world. Second serve. Oh, double fault. All right. And it's 15-all. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Are we watching any men's matches today? Probably not. It just depends on rain delays too, because we'll watch this. I want to watch Mboko play Pliskova because I think that's a banger matchup. As with a forehand out of the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Jovic up the line, winner. Another forehand winner. Den Bosch is a bit of a washout to me. I don't think we're going to be able to watch that much. And the only other players really are Fritz, Landa Luce. So, no Kyrgios today. No Shelton today. Demon was playing later. But that's in Den Bosch and it's already delayed. So, that might not happen for a while. But, I don't know. Yeah. We'll try and watch Kyrgios tomorrow, though. In singles. That'd be fun. 4-15, Jovic. And we've got Serena tomorrow. Raducanu. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We'll watch more of the men next week when we get Zverev back and whoever else comes back next week. But this week's a bit of the Queen's Club's where it's at. Yeah, I know Kyrgios are playing doubles today, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see how the weather is in London. Ace out wide. Depends on how the weather is. It's kind of like the other day on Monday when we kind of we were going to watch a match, but then it rained, and then we changed it, and then it rained again, and it changed. So, yeah, if we can just get through this match, then we can be a bit more flexible. All right. As Jovic in the net, Eala 15 love. Eala will struggle on this match. Thoughts? That's my thoughts. Okay. Alex is tired. She's played 6 matches in a row. That is true. She has played a lot. Serving the backhand of Jovic. Eala forehand up the line. Jovic hits it back. Cross court, the backhand of Eala. Jovic forehand to the forehand of Eala. Into the backhand of Jovic on the stretch. Eala comes in. Puts a forehand away. 30 love. 30 love. As we just serve again. All right. There's Jovic in the net. 40 love. All right, return goes to the net by Jovic. And Eala holds. She's on the board. 2-1. Jovic with the break. All right. 2-1. Jovic. Landa Luce Fritz is interesting. I agree. That's kind of fun. The level is this match so much higher than the challenger? Oh, yeah. Jovic is just far more solid and talented than Eala. Another 2-set win for her. We'll see. Sun's come out. Yay. It's supposed to be over 30 degrees for Deb. Oh, gee, that's brutal. I hope Eala finds rhythm. Yeah, look, she's on the board. Just Jovic, man. She's don't miss. She don't miss. She hits it all so clean. Cammy, you're clothes from the thrift in a good way. They are great finds. No, these are not. This is not from the thrift. Some of them are, but this isn't. My dad gave me this. This is a hand-me-down from my dad. He didn't want it. So I took it off him. I'm like, I'll wear it. Do you think Sinner can miss Wimbledon? No, he'll play Wimbledon. He's just not playing any warm-ups because they don't want to. Rematch, different surface, same result. Jovic wins. Okay. All right, Jovic to serve. First serve is a fault from Jovic. Second serve. Second serve. What's my prediction for this match? I said Jovic in 3. As the return goes for Jovic. Jovic hits it back behind Eala. 15-love. I just think, and we've seen this before, it's so hard when you play someone for the first time and it's so one-sided. And look, we've seen this with Zverev and Sinner, right? How hard it is to try and figure out like how to improve when you've just been beaten by the same person. Now, yes, different surface will definitely... That's why I said 3 sets instead of straight sets, because I think the surface change is advantage Eala, like gives her a bit more of an advantage. Or maybe not an advantage, but it helps her in this match. Or should. And the fact that she won, last week and has confidence, all that stuff. But it's so hard to play the same person 2 weeks later. Just like with Jovic, it's so... Like, this is a great matchup for her because she's like, oh, I just won 2 weeks ago, right? Just like, so it's like the total opposite of what Eala's feeling, right? Like, oh no, how am I going to change my game completely or close the gap on you from like, because it was 4-2 when they played 2 weeks ago. And that's really tough to turn it around like that. It's not easy. Now, the reason why we have like revenge matches and they sometimes go the other way is maybe like a Zverev Kaboli, where Zverev Kaboli played ridiculously above his level in Munich, but then 2 weeks later, he didn't play that same level. Jovic didn't play ridiculous level, but their base levels, Jovic is higher, right? So it's so tricky for Eala to play. Like, she would have been better off playing somebody else out of the seeds than Jovic, because Jovic is like, I just beat you. I'm full of confidence. Even though you won a title, I'm still feeling great. And Jovic can just copy and paste the game plan that she used. Eala is the one who has to make so many changes to try and figure out how to, be close in this matchup when 2 weeks ago it was one way, right? The grass change is the only difference that gives Eala more of a chance, I think. Like, it helps her more with the grass. But Jovic up 3-1. So, yeah, it's just so tricky to see, like, it would be super impressive for Eala to overturn that result from 2 weeks ago, but yeah, it's just, that's not easy. Not easy to play the same player too. And plus, they're friends, right? So that can't be easy playing your friend, right? But we'll see. But again, it doesn't really matter. I'm more interested to see if Eala can make this closer than last time, because then you can see progress, right? If it's the same scoreline, then it's like, okay, maybe they, it's like Zverev Sinner, right? They played so many times in a row, and it never got closer. And you almost needed Sinner and Zverev not to play so that Zverev can, work on that matchup down the track. Great hitting from Jovic. Love 15. Yeah, the emojis don't work because Apple and YouTube are broken. So you can use them. You can't use them on. If you have an Apple product, it's not going to work. And that's a YouTube Apple thing. Like they're not working. Love 30. It's not. I can't do anything about it. You're gonna have to just buy a Samsung. Not a sponsor. Buy another. You just have to buy a new phone or use a computer. Like it's shit. I don't know what to tell you. It's an Apple user issue. I don't have an Apple, so I don't have the issue. But the only thing you can do is watch. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. Anyways, 4-1 cross court into the slice of Jovic. Lob goes up and out by Jovic at 15:30. You can use it on iPhone, not iPad. Oh, really? It works on iPhone now. Okay, fair enough. Wasn't working on iPhone yesterday. All right, 15:30. 15:30. Jovic got the break already. As Eala serves again. What about Raducanu? She plays tomorrow. Raducanu plays tomorrow. First serve's a fault. Second serve. I know they used to work fine, but technology changes all the time. And sometimes it changes and breaks. As that goes out, chat, you know how many things that I've behind the scenes stuff, like things that I use behind the scenes to make these videos and make these streams possible. I mean, they update them every other month. And then some of the updates, they break. Like some of the updates are bad. Like they don't work. They don't improve things. They break things. So something's happened. Back in the line is out. And there's the double break for Jovic. 4-1. Jovic is putting all the pressure on Eala here. All right, 4-1. Jovic with a double break. Yeah, not working on iPhone or iPad, yeah. Yeah, look, the best way to get a response is contact, just complain to YouTube or complain to iPhone or Apple because I can't do anything about it and I'm not gonna contact them and say my chat doesn't work because nobody's chat on the internet works with that emojis anymore for those users. So you're gonna have to contact, write emails to them or write you can do a feedback, right? Write feedback to them because then the more people that write feedback, the more they'll realize it's a problem and the more the faster it gets fixed, right? Whereas telling me or asking me what's going on, I can't do anything about it. So it's not in my capabilities of fixing it, Your best bet is to go to contact or to write feedback to them to YouTube, right? And be like, hey, my emojis don't work. Fix it. Because they're going to fix it. They're the ones. Or just use your computer. Because they work on computer, apparently. We're streaming Demon Air later? Probably not. We don't watch Demon. We don't watch Aussies. Can't, unless we have to. 4-1. 20 minutes double break for Jovic. If Eala haters and bashers will surface more here, Eala will be winning. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. Eala fans... Eala haters are weird. Alright, 4-1. There's a bit of fault from Jovic, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Eala, corner from Jovic. Into the backhand of Eala on the stretch. Jovic Inside out forehand. Eala puts up a lob. Jovic with the forehand. Back to the forehand of Eala. Jovic. Backhand again. Eala defending well as Jovic goes cross-court with the forehand. Eala on the backhand. Puts up a bit of a moonball. Jovic comes in, drive volley away. All right. 15 love. 15 love. Jovic just won 9 of the last 10 points. I'll tell you this though, chat. If you are an Eala fan and you're kind of going in here and you're wondering, what the hell? What this is not good. I'll tell you the good thing for Eala is that she's friends with Jovic. She's also friends with Sonmez and she's good friends with Lise as well. But the most important thing is that she's friends with Jovic, right? So with Jovic doing so well, not only does Eala have a friend in the top 20 that she can work with or work against, right? But she could also, train with Jovic, right? And she'll get better for that. So, like, this result right now might be really, like, frustrating. But the fact that her and Jovic are friends and Jovic is doing so well will hopefully help Eala get better because she'll be playing against one of the best players on the planet in practice, right? If she practices with Jovic, if she plays against Jovic, if she plays doubles with Jovic, right? As we get a return winner by Eala. There we go. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Great return. Cam's going to put everything on the line to defend Eala today. Yeah, I picked Jovic, mate, so I don't know what you're talking about. 30-15. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the Eala fans. I'm not defending Eala. I'm talking to the people that are supporting her and giving them some something to think about. 30-0. All right, Jovic. By the way, chat, for the Americans that are in the chat, is Jovic getting like a hell of a lot of press? Because I don't feel like Jovic is getting nearly as much like is she getting like that young American like coverage? Because I don't feel like she is. At least I'm not hearing like Jovic being like the next big thing and everyone like pumping her. She's only like 18. Is she getting that in America? Is Jovic being the face of like the future of American tennis, or is that not a thing? Because I don't think people are talking about Jovic in that way. Obviously because Coco is still so young, right? So Coco is still like got all that. Like she's not getting the Coco treatment from 2019. Like Jovic seems to be, just not really getting. I don't hear her getting the hype that maybe Coco got early days. But maybe it's just because I'm in Australia. They're focused on Coco. Okay, well, I got Coco. I mean, if Coco was like 28, maybe they'd be like maybe more focusing on the next generation because Coco's the best, right? And Serena. But I'm talking about right now, like in the last like 12 months. Not today. Jovic is like Anisimova 2017. Oh, that's actually not a bad comparison because Anisimova got 0 press because Coco was doing well. I mean, Anisimova makes the semifinals of Roland Garros, and then Coco made the 4th round of Wimbledon. And I remember people were talking about Coco more than they were talking about Anisimova. And Anisimova was arguably had a better start, but it's because Coco was younger and beat Venus and was a whole thing in Wimbledon, right? As Eala hits a winner deuce, Jovic is ignored. Yeah, I mean, because I just don't hear anything. I don't hear that much like hype around Jovic. But then again, I mean, maybe in this generation, there's so many good Americans that, like we don't have. Because I reckon if Jovic was Australian, you don't even know what would be people would be going nuts. But I guess there's just so many good Americans that they're just. They can't hype them all. All right, deuce. As the backhand goes into the forehand of Eala, up the line to the forehand of Jovic. Into the backhand of Eala. Jovic, backhand again. Goes long. Advantage Eala. So you get one of the breaks back. All right, advantage Eala. Wouldn't say she's ignored, but there's just so many to focus on. Well, that's true, yeah. Yeah, maybe it's more oversaturation of American stars. I tell you though, if Jovic cracks the top 10, maybe they'll change. It'll change to give her more credit. Is it a forehand from Jovic up the line? Eala gets it back with a forehand to the back of Jovic. Forehand from Eala again. Sliced into the forehand of Jovic. Cross court to the back end of Eala. Jovic in control. She hits a forehand cross court again. Eala gets with the backhand on the stretch. Jovic up the line. Eala's in control now. Jovic with the backhand slice. Eala comes in. Forehand to the forehand of Jovic. Jovic puts up a lob. Eala with a smash. Great rally from Eala. Breaks back. It's 4-2. Jovic with the break, but Eala strong. Strong point to get back on serve. Or to get back one of the breaks. Not on serve yet. Not yet. All right, 4-2. That was a great point. She was defending, and then turned it around. Shubham.
What a comeback by Queen Serena. Can't wait to see her in singles.
She's not going to play singles. But thank you for the donation. Donations.
Jovic plays with great controlled aggression. Her technique is very much like a young Iga. Just an observation.
Yeah. Yeah, she hits the ball super clean. She hits it a little bit flatter than Swiatek, I think, but yeah, she hits the ball so clean, does Jovic. Love 15. Love 15. Love 15. Serving to the forehand of Jovic. Forehand from Eala to the forehand of Jovic. Is Eala backhand. Into the backhand of Jovic. Is Eala backhand again. Cross court the forehand of Jovic. Eala backhand again on the stretch. Jovic back behind Eala. Sliced. Into the backhand of Jovic, who goes up the line for a winner. Love 30. Solid hitting from Jovic. All right, love 30. Love 30. Serve again. Into the forehand of Jovic. What a return! Eala on the net. Jovic, great return cross court. Advantage, love 40 to Jovic to get the double break again. It's 7 p.m. here in the Philippines. We can sleep late again because of Cam. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. It's not that late. 7 p.m.'s early. Love 40, sorry. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Double fault, double break back. 4-2. 4-2. Jovic is going to serve this set. 4-2. 5-2, sorry. 5-2. By the way, chat, we're almost at 500 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to sub as well if you haven't already. We're almost at 302k, 0.5k. Whatever. Whatever that number. We're almost there. All right. Kyrgios Serena mixed doubles at Wimbledon would be fun. Yes. Let's have that. Let's have it. All right. Jovic going to serve the set. Jovic serving for the set. As Jovic serves again. Sun's come out. God, if we can just get through this match, that'd be super lucky. All right, Jovic with the fault second serve. The next match we have is coming up after Anisimova. So the next match is Anisimova, then on Boko versus Pliskova. That's a fascinating match. Pliskova, former finalist, and what a great test from Boko. I might just pick on Boko to win the fucking Wimbledon. I might just pick her. I might be like, you know what? Screw this. I'm picking her. Boko's my pick. All right, 15 love. How much of a favorite? I think the Serena effect she'll win Wimbledon. Thanks to Serena. Playing doubles with Serena. What's her... she can't be a favorite, right? She's got to be one of the outsides. All right, she's like 7th favorite. You know what? $5. $5 on Boko to win the whole thing. To win Wimbledon. Let's go. Chat, we're all having coffees if it works. All right, double fault, 15-0. Why not? Having Serena in your corner is a big boost. Exactly. The Serena effect. It's a thing. All right, 15-0. By the way, who's the lady in the back row of the coach's box of Jovic? Is that her mum? I'm guessing. 15-0. As a return from Eala goes out, 30-15. All right, 30-15. As we serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Backing up the line from Jovic. The back of Eala. Cross court and wide by Eala. And it's 40-15. Jovic to take the first set here. 40-15. As Jovic serves. To the back of Eala. Jovic. Forehand up the middle. Eala gets it back. Into the forehand of Jovic. Drop shot is not good enough, but Eala hits it wide. Jovic got away with that point, and she gets the set 6-2. Jovic. 6-2. 35 minutes. Jovic is so solid. So solid. Rybakina has the perfect game for Wimbledon. Yeah, she won Wimbledon, so that helps too. By the way, Rybakina tomorrow versus Tatiana Maria. Rematch of last year, where Maria got the win. 12 winners and 3 errors from Jovic. Okay. Also, 4 break points for the set. 3 for Jovic, 1 for Eala. They all of them 100%. 100% conversion. 6 winners, 8 errors from Eala. Jovic, 12 winners, 3 errors. How do you, like, what? Like, that's insane. That's insane hitting. 2 of those errors were double faults. Like, Jovic is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's an insane level. God, I want to see Jovic versus Anisimova. Because, like, how does Jovic do against the power of someone on grass? Because, like, that is clean. Like, her against Anisimova in the quarters is what we need. That'll be on Friday. But, man, if that happens, right? Man, Jovic just clean. So clean. I want Rybakina to win Wimbledon. Fair enough. And Bogo's Wim Zet coaching now, who coached Swiatek to last year's Wimbledon. So Boko might actually win. Right? That's what I was saying. That's what I'm thinking. That's yes. Yes. Exactly. Yes. All right, Eala to serve first. Here we go. Eala to serve. First game of the second. As with a forehand now from Jovic. Into the forehand of Eala. Jovic backhand. Into the forehand of Eala. Into the net from Eala. Love 15. That's the one thing I love about the grass over clay. Less scrappy matches. I agree. It rewards clean hitting. Whereas clay can reward players that just get the ball back. Grass, you can't win many matches based on errors, right? Or at least you can't win a match with less error. Like, with clay, right? We've seen players that, you hit 50 errors, I hit 48. Whereas on grass, you can't get away with hitting that many errors and think you're going to win. Backhand goes out by Jovic, 15-0. It's all about, it's just, you have to be so solid. Unforced errors aren't going to get it done. All right, 15-0. As Eala serves the fault, second serve. Hey, Moon, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that. That's probably why Clay is Coco's best surface. She's been very poor on the grass. But yeah. As Eala hits a forehand wide, 15-30. By the way, guy in chat, please stop putting scores in the chat. Appreciate it. Don't put the scores in the chat, please, especially if you're from the future. Now, 15-30. Eala serves again. Into the back of Jovic. Eala backhand into the back of Jovic. Again, the forehand of Eala. Jovic on the stretch. Gets it back. Eala forehand cross court to win up. 30-0. And the difference between today and yesterday is that yesterday, Zhang was giving away a lot more errors. Right? She was giving away a lot more errors. Whereas that is not happening from Jovic. Jovic is not missing the ball anywhere near as much as what Zhang was missing yesterday. The errors were flying off her racket. Not from Jovic. That's an error, though. 40-30. And Eala needs Jovic to kind of calm down and miss some shots because it has been tough. 40-30. Serve to the backhand of Jovic. Forehand from Eala to the backhand of Jovic. Eala forehand on the stretch. Jovic. Cross-court forehand winner. Jeez, that forehand is so good from Jovic. Such a clean shot. All right. We get the deuce. Oh, they're back in Holland. Thanks, Dutchie. As the return goes out by Jovic. Advantage Eala. Yeah, Coco went... Remember last year, though, Coco did go back to the States to do all those interviews and stuff, and then she came back and played no grass preparations, and then she went straight to Wimbledon. So I think if Coco has better... has a bit more of a preparation for grass, she'll probably do better. Also, she did play Yastremska first round, which is a nightmare first round matchup. So, I don't think Gauff is... I mean, Gauff broke out on grass, right? She made the fourth round of Wimbledon as a kid. I don't think Gauff... I think Gauff's game could work on grass. She just needs the right preparation, which she'll get this year because she didn't, win Roland Garros and have to do all those other things. But also she probably needs a good draw because, kind of like Zverev, right? Zverev's in the same boat. Him and Coco both haven't done well on grass, but also they could do well on grass. They've got the serve, right? They've got decent game from the ground. Like they don't make that many errors, right? It's just they make sure they don't play like even last year, right? Zverev lost to Rinderknecht. Tough first round on grass. So I feel like Zverev and Coco could do well on grass. They won't. I don't think they're going to win Wimbledon necessarily, but I think Coco has a better chance of winning Wimbledon than Zverev. But I don't know. I think they do have a game that could work on this surface. But they just also need to... That's the hard thing about grass. And if you watch the Rafa doc, you'll know this as well. Watch the Rafa documentary and he's them talking about trying to win Wimbledon. And like the day after he won Roland Garros, they were in London. Or that night, they were in London. And they're practicing on grass. Like that's... Because the grass season is this long, right? Back in those days, it was 2 weeks. Now it's 3 weeks. Like, the only way you're going to be able to win Wimbledon is you've got to you either got to have a natural ability on grass like Alcaraz, right? Or you've got to like the second that you lose Roland Garros, you've got to be on grass. And you've got to like forget all of that clay court tennis and you've got to get straight on the grass court and figure it out. Go real quick. And Zverev probably isn't doing that now. Coco has a better chance to do that though, because she had a loss last week. 15 love here. So the backhand now goes long by Eala. 30 love. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, please don't spam. That's much appreciated. 30 love. Eala should fire a coach if she loses for a second time. Yeah, this isn't NBA or football when they fire coaches willy-nilly. This is tennis. You lose to the same player twice. You don't fire the coach. That's not how that works. Otherwise, Zverev's dad would be out of a job. And he wouldn't have ever won the French Open with him. Also, you don't have to play Jovic every week. So, yeah. Eala doesn't have to play Jovic every day. So, firing the coach is a little extreme. I mean, chat, if you make the same... If you go to work and you make the same mistake 2 weeks in a row, I mean, maybe you do get fired. I don't know. But that's pretty harsh. Especially when it's like a fair enough, you tried your best, right? But maybe your boss is savage. I don't know. Third 15. Return goes into the forehand of Jovic. Passing shot from Eala is a winner. All right. 30 all, and everybody putting scores in the chat. I just told you, please don't do that. All right. 30 all. Deb's not here, so I'm just going to start sending people out you're going to be out for the whole day. All right. 30 all. And an ace from Jovic. Oof. That's clutch. 40-30. Serve again. Oh, 2 aces in a row. Jeez, that is super clutch. All right. Jovic levels 1-all. 2 aces at 30 all. That is clutch. I think Serena's back for 25. I think she's back because she wants to play doubles. As the return goes in the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Jovic. Oh, Eala's down! She's okay, though. Thumbs up. Jeez, that was a chat. I forgot how sketchy the grass is. Knees are not safe on this surface. Jeez, that was an awkward fall. She's all right, though. But that is... Oh, jeez. She's okay, though. God, man, that is so scary. Love 15. First serve's a fault, second serve. Cam, are you having any World Cup match watch-alongs? No. I'm not. I don't do other sports. I'll leave that to the experts. As we return into the forehand of Eala, deep into the forehand of Jovic, who crushes the forehand winner. Love 30. You want to watch World Cup coverage? Mark Goldbridge is great to watch for football. I'm not doing World Cup coverage. I'm doing Wimbledon coverage. We've got Wimbledon. We're busy. We're too busy. And even if we weren't busy, I'd probably be on vacation. Yeah, I'll just stick to tennis. I don't have enough time to do other sports. Forehand goes in the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Jovic. Again, the back of Eala. There's Jovic with a drop shot. It's winner. Love 40. Man. God, Jovic is so good. All right, break points. Serve. Into the backhand of Jovic. Backhand from Eala down the middle. Jovic hits the back with the forehand cross court. Eala backhand again to the forehand of Jovic. Eala forehand open court. Winner. One saved. 15-40. 15-40. Kyrgios Bublik are playing doubles. They are playing doubles today. All right, one saved. 15-40. So Jovic's mum is in the house. That is her mum. 15-40. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Serve to the back of Jovic. Return the back of Eala. Jovic. Forehand again to the back of Eala. Jovic forehand again. Into the back of Eala. Jovic gets the break. Eala hits the tape, goes long. I tell you, Jovic just hits the ball so solid too. I mean, when she hits the ball, she looks like her feet are planted. Her knees are bent. Like, she looks so strong hitting through that forehand on this surface. Like, her feet are just like planted. Like, it is such a strong shot. Like, she's like perfectly balanced. Like, yeah, Jovic is the way she's played is crazy. She's looking so confident. All right. How are we doing, chap? By the way, where are we watching from? I haven't asked that yet. Where are we watching from? Where are we watching from? I'm in Melbourne. It's 9:30 p.m. And it's raining and crappy weather outside. Where are we watching from? Atlanta. We got Pittsburgh. We've got Minnesota, Canada, Qatar, Philippines, Brooklyn, Singapore, Tokyo, Wales, OKC, France, Rome, Ireland, New York at 7:30 a.m. Nice. We've got Adelaide, Houston, Ontario, Saudi Arabia, India, Germany, London. Finally, we have some sunshine. Oh, Bencic is out. Did she withdraw? That's not good. Australia. Oh, you're in hospital. Stay safe. Glasgow, Pennsylvania, Green Bay, Uganda. Walking the dog on the beach in the UK. As we a double fault from Jovic. Love 15. We've got Sydney. We've got Tennessee. Indonesia. Love 15. Serving to the back of Eala. Return goes to front of Jovic. Eala cross court. Jovic gets with the backhand, hits it long. Love 30. All right, love 30. All right, love 30. As we just serve again. Here's a fault, second serve. Chance for Eala to attack here. Second serve. Second serve. And there's a backhand. Nope. That was a let. Serve into the back of Eala. Return up the line. Oh, it's in the net. That was not a bad option for Eala. That would have been a winner had Jovic had it made it over. Jovic wasn't ready. 15-30. Still a little chance here. 15-30. Serve again. Into the forehand of Eala. Return goes in the back of Jovic. Eala forehand up the line. Jovic gets it back with the forehand. Into the forehand of Eala. Jovic forehand again. To the forehand of Eala. Jovic forehand again on the stretch. Passing shot winner. Eala tried to sneak into the net. Not a bad idea, but Jovic too strong. 30-all. All right, 30-all. Beautiful passing shot from Jovic. Serving to the back end of Eala. Great return. Jovic up the line. Eala gets it back with the forehand. Jovic back in the rally. Hits it off the tape. Eala with a lob. Jovic with a drive volley. Winner. Jeez, what a counter punch. I'll tell you this, chat. These two might be friends, but Jovic isn't being very friendly. She's not. These two are friends, and look, this is it, right? Whenever I play my friend, I would expect him to play aggressively against me. I would be so offended if he was like trying to be nice. Like when you play your friends, you should play harder, right? Like Jovic is like super savage. She's like going for it. She's going all out. Like she is not being nice at all, and that's exactly how it should be. Backhand goes in to the forehand of Eala. Eala puts away the winner, and they're shouting it, like shouting as well. We get the deuce. It's like Venus and Serena, never played friendly. Exactly. No friends on the court. Only in doubles. Great shot from Eala. But they're both like, shaking their fists, hitting winners. Like you would think that these two are not friends. But being so competitive against each other, that's what a real friend would do. They wouldn't hold back. Wouldn't pull their punches. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. By the way, people that are like early exit for Eala, yeah, where were you last week when she won Birmingham? Obviously crying in a pillow. As the return now goes in the forehand of Jovic. Jovic in the net, advantage Eala. Last week must have been hell for you. I feel so bad. Like, actually, I don't care. You cry more. But like last week, you must have like absolutely hated last week. It must have been your worst nightmare. Watching Eala win a title, you must have screamed your face off, and the neighbors called the cops. Like, like that's, dude. Like, you guys need to get life. Advantage Eala. to get back on serve, but great serve from Jovic. Back to deuce. Like, you must be so bored. So bored to just spend all day watching a match that you don't even like. Come on now. Back to deuce. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As Jovic serves. Into the back of Eala. Good return. Jovic gets it back with a forehand. Eala slice up the line, goes wide. Advantage Jovic. Advantage Jovic. Go to 3-1. Really enjoy the way Jovic plays. Aggressive tennis on the WTA side is my favorite to watch. Yeah. Jovic is... Again, that's why I was asking, like, is she getting much, like, press in America? Because I feel like she's not getting the same, like, I mean, if she was, like, maybe if it was 10 years ago, I'm sure she would have been like the face of the next generation of American tennis. But I don't feel that vibe. That people are not giving her that. Because she really is. I mean, she should be getting so much more hype around her because she will be challenging Coco for slams the way that she plays. I think it's because she hasn't won anything big yet. Okay. I don't know though, but that's the thing, right? Even, I mean, Coco didn't win anything big. She just had a good run at Wimbledon once, and then she was getting all this kind of stuff. So, like, I don't know. I don't know why. It seems weird because it feels like Jovic is for sure, like, going to, like, she's got huge potential to be a Grand Slam champion. Rune is out of Wimbledon. That sucks. 30 love, but I'm not surprised. 30 love. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Eala. Fought from Jovic. Again at the front of Eala. Cross court the back of Jovic, but Eala hits it long. 30-15. Coco did beat Venus at Wimbledon, so that probably helps. Yeah, maybe Jovic just hasn't had that breakout moment yet for casuals to pay attention. Maybe that'll happen at Wimbledon. Maybe that'll happen at the US. Maybe she'll make the semis of the US, and that's when she'll get that notoriety. But yeah, I just feel like it's like quiet on the American front when it comes to Jovic. I mean, she's their best player under 21 by a long shot. Like she's like literally the next generation. As that goes out by Eala and it's 30-0. I mean, it goes on Andreeva, on Boko, Noskova, Jovic, right? I mean, there's no one else from America in the top 100 under 21. Like, Coco's 22, Jovic 18, Kruger's 22, but she's outside the top 100. I mean, it's her and Coco, right? In the top 100 as the young Americans. As Eala 40-30. I mean, Anisimova's 24. So, like, under 25, you got Anisimova, Coco, and Jovic. And Baptiste, but unfortunately she's not around. McNally, Stearns are down the list. Volley Nets as well is 99. So, yeah, I mean, Jovic, I don't feel like Jovic is getting anywhere near as much attention as she would have, I guess, if she was the only American in the top, in the next American hope. But again, you got Gauff, you got Anisimova, you got Pegula, you still got Keys, right? There's still so many players that maybe that's why. Like, there's no need to promote Jovic because we got so much talent. So, but I don't know, man. I feel like Jovic is it's pretty scary. He's pretty scary. And if Andreeva can win a Grand Slam at this age, why couldn't Jovic? All right, deuce. As we're going to serve again. Into the back of Jovic. Return the forehand of Eala. Jovic. Forehand. No, that's out by Eala. Advantage Jovic for the double break in the second. Problem is, America has too many top athletes. Yeah, maybe that's why. Just oversaturation, you know? I tell you, why Jovic has been playing this last 6 months, she is super, super dangerous. I'm not basing that on this match, by the way. I'm basing that on we've watched her a lot over the last 6 months. The way she plays is going to be very, very scary. She's a return winner. What a shot. Jovic 4-1. Double break in the second. All right. Even no doubt good player, but Alex will fight to the end. Oh, yeah. Look, this isn't a, like, we watched this match 2 weeks ago, and we saw that Jovic is ahead of Eala, right? Right now. But no matter what happens with Eala today, it doesn't take away what she did in the last 2 weeks. She's losing literally to a top 20. So, like, when we talk about Eala's ceiling right now, top 20 players that are in the top 20, she has, she can get wins, but she also has some losses, right? Okay. But she still does win against players that she should. Like, if you look at her record, she's been only losing to mostly this year to players that are lower ranked. So she's only been losing to players higher ranked. She's been losing to players that are what did I say? So she's only lost like maybe 2 or 3 matches to players that are ranked behind her. So Olenakova, she lost to in Strasbourg, was lower ranked. She lost to Parks at Australian Open, lower ranked. And Valentova, they were both, like, it was 40 to 48. So they're right in the middle there. But, I mean, again, Eala, if I look at her record against players outside the top 20, 22 wins, 8 losses against players outside the top 20. 17-4 outside the top 50. And then inside the top 50, 7-10. But inside the top 20, 2 wins, 6 losses. So again, you go, okay, where's she ranked? 33. Yeah, okay. So she still has some work to do to beat top 20 players. And when she starts beating them, that's when she'll start getting in the top 20. Because, it's just like the top 10. You beat the top 10, you get in the top 10, right? You beat the top 20, you're going to get in the top 20. But right now, she's 30. So beating the top 30, that's... Because when I look at her ranking, players that lower ranked players, she's lost 5 matches. So she's lost to Olenakova, she lost to Valentova, Osorio, Parks, and Wong. Now, Valentova and Wong were very closely, they were like, 53 and 57, right? They're very, like, 50-50 matches. Against players higher ranked than her, she's 6 wins, 9 losses. As we return out of the forehand of Jovic, it's a winner 40 love. So, yeah. So, there's still work to do. But, Eala is a top... Eala is a top... she's a top 30 player, right? She's a low seed at a slam. That's where her ceiling is right now. That's where she sits right now. That would be an accurate assessment. As Jovic double faults. She beats the player she should mathematically beat. But I think some people's issue is when you predict her to beat players miles ahead. Okay. Well, when have I done that lately? 40-15. I don't think people have an issue with me. It's got nothing to do with me. 40-15. Yeah, I'm in at 5-1. It's the people that come in here and start laughing that Eala's losing. They don't have it. It's not because of me. It's because they just got a problem with something. All right, 5-1. Jovic is savage. Eala serving to stay in the match. As we're backhand from Jovic into the front of Eala. Eala misses that one. Love 15. Yeah, DJ. All right. I don't know what it is. Somebody in the crowd. What's happened? Umpire's on the microphone. Umpire's on the walkie-talkie. What's up? All right. Oh, they're going to replay the point for some reason. All right. Anyways. Serving to the front of Jovic. Return goes back into Eala. Jovic backhand pass. In the net. 15 love. 15 love. When's Bublik playing? Bublik's playing tomorrow. Bublik is playing tomorrow. As we don't fault. Second serve. He's playing doubles today with Keegs. Next round for Iva is tough. Oh, yeah. And Nissim over Jovic would be it's going to be crazy. That's going to be really interesting. All right. Is it a backhand from Jovic, from Eala to the front of Jovic. Eala back hand into the backhand of Jovic. Up the line's a winner by Jovic. So clean. 15-0. Uh, 15-0. All right, 15-0. And Eala serves again. Into the front of Jovic up the line. It's too good. Just overpowers Eala as well. 15-30. 15-30. As Eala serves again. Bublik plays today, does he? No. I know he plays doubles. I didn't know he plays singles. Is it Shelton who's not playing today? Is it a slice from Jovic? Eala comes in, puts away the volley. 30-0. 30-0. Serve again from Eala. Into the front of Jovic. The back of Eala. Jovic wins a point. She got match point. 30-40. Match point for Jovic. Match point for Jovic. She hits backhand cross court wide by Jovic, and we get to deuce. We get to deuce. All right, serve again from Eala. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Jovic. Great return. Eala gets it back with the forehand up the line. Jovic cross court in the net. Advantage Eala. All right, advantage Eala to make. Jovic serve for the match. Serve to the back of Jovic. Good return to the front of Eala. Jovic slice. Into the front of Eala. Good shot up the line. Jovic shanks it wide. All right. Eala holds. Jovic's going to serve for the match. I'll tell you, this is a pretty big confidence-boosting win for Jovic as well, because if you beat somebody who's on a grass court streak, you can take all the confidence that they might have gained and gone, I just beat somebody who won a challenger last week. Maybe I'm doing all right on grass, even though I've played 2 matches. So this is this would be a nice win for Jovic. I'll tell you, Nissim over Jovic. I don't know, Chad. It's gonna be interesting, that one. That's gonna be an interesting one. Great test for Jovic. If he, but Nissim might lose to Sigmund. Sigmund is no joke. Eala or Iga, who's your favorite? Daria Kasatkina is my favorite. So neither. My favorite is Dasha. Easy win for Jovic against Eala and more training and stamina for Eala. I don't think... Look, again... If we're going to put things into perspective, Eala's top 30, Jovic top 20. That's where we're at, right? Jovic is a step above. I mean, but we know that. You know, that's not new. We saw this 2 weeks ago. We've seen it this year. If you put their... By the way, side by side, they've had the same win-loss record coming into this match. But based on their, 2 weeks ago when they played, we know that. We saw this. The problem with Eala in this match, though, is that the scoreline's worse. So that's not good. So she probably doesn't want to play Jovic for a while. So she can go off and work on what reasons why she's losing to Jovic, right? As Jovic puts away the forehand, and it's 15-love. But man, Jovic is just playing so confidently. Now I'll tell you, if she can beat Nissim over in the next round, the Wimbledon finals from last year on grass court, Jovic might be a dark horse for Wimbledon at that point. People might be taking Jovic as the dark horse to win. Because Wimbledon is not anybody's, right? Wimbledon is not owned by anybody else. It's not like Sabalenka's to lose. It's not Raducanu to lose. Like, it is open, right? Look at the champions over the last decade. No one's defended Wimbledon. No one's won 2 Wimbledons. It's been 1 since Serena. And also, look, we've had like Krejcikova. We've had Vondrousova, right? Jabeur making the final first time, right? Even Swiatek last year winning was not expected. So, like, Jovic, she takes out Nissim over in the next round. She'll be on that list of people that, as like a dark horse pick. 15-all. Serve into the backhand of Eala, return the forehand to Jovic. Eala forehand, cross court. Jovic gets with the pass. Eala with the volley. Jovic with the pass. Up the line. Eala gets it back, though. Jovic forehand, cross court winner, though. Too good. Not bad at the net by Eala, but Jovic... just too good on that forehand. 30-15. Too many randoms. Only Ons is consistent in finals. Well, yeah, I mean, Ons yeah. All right, 30-15. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Alex has 0 titles, 125s are challenges. I'm guessing you don't have any hobbies. Hey, Deb, thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. As with a backhand into the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Jovic. The backhand of Eala is Jovic backhand cross court off the tape. Eala gets back with the forehand to the backhand of Jovic. Eala forehand again. Is long. And it's match points for Jovic. 40-15. And a big smile on Eala's face after missing that, which is just like, oh, man. Too good. Match points for Jovic. 40-15. Chat, we need to be talking more about Jovic. Not us. I mean, the world needs to be talking more about Jovic. Like, Jovic is not getting enough support in my opinion. He's got a forehand line to the forehand of Eala. Jovic to the forehand cross court. Eala hits a drop shot. That's in the net. Jovic wins. I'll tell you, chat, if Jovic beats Anisimova, watch everybody turn. Like, it's like Menchik, right? Everybody forgot about Menchik until he beat Fonseca. No one's talking about Iva Jovic until she beats somebody like Anisimova, and then the world will change. But remember, we're talking about her now. You watch. If she beats Anisimova in the next round, the whole, she's going to be the favorite. You watch all these people like, pay attention. Now, Jovic is dangerous, man. She is scary. And I hope she plays Anisimova because I want to watch that match on Friday. All right. GG's. And look, Eala's had a great couple of weeks, right? 6 matches, 6 wins, 1 loss on grass so far. Great start to the season. Needs to avoid playing Jovic. Jovic has just got confidence over Eala now with 2 wins in a row. So hopefully Eala doesn't have to play Jovic for a while. But it'd be interesting to see what how Eala does next week. Because next week, of course, she's playing... is she playing Berlin? Maybe? Jovic so fast as well. Yeah, that forehand, man. It doesn't miss. That forehand does not miss. Jovic too strong for Alex? Yeah. All right, Eala walks off. Jovic's going to do an interview, and then we're going to see the stats here because, I'll tell you, Jovic is legit. She's been legit. Why can't Alex win against Jovic? Jovic is too powerful, man. Jovic has just got too many... Like, she just hits the ball too more aggressively and more powerful. Honest question, does Alex need to change or add training coaches? No. No. That's a panic move. There's no need to panic. There's no panicking with Eala, right? Why did Eala beat some top 10 players? Because upsets are not rare in tennis. Well, yeah, exactly. Eala can beat top 10 players. But she, again, like I've said, if you want to be in top 20, you got to beat top 20 consistently, right? And that's why Jovic is in the top 20, because she's been beating top 20 players consistently this year. It's tennis, not boxing. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you beat the world number 1, you don't get to be number 1. That's not how the rankings work. It'd be crazy if it did. Don't laugh at my question. I didn't laugh. Don't be so sensitive. So it's okay. If you are leaving, by the way, don't forget to sub on the way out. Jovic improved faster than Eala. Why? That's just the way it happens sometimes. I mean, Mboko's faster than both of them. I mean, Andreeva's faster than both of them, right? Just happens. Just happens. I like Jovic, but do you really think that she is strong enough to compete against the big hitters? See, that's what I'm excited to watch tomorrow. On Friday, if she plays Anisimova, because that's a test, right? Because Jovic, when she's playing against somebody who doesn't hit the ball big, Raducanu and Sabalenka, if she avoids them, she's been doing real well. But I want to see her play Anisimova, right? Because that's a good... If she can beat Anisimova, that will change perspective big time. By the way, 26 winners, 9 errors from Jovic. So good. Such a good match. 4 double faults, so only 5 ground stroke errors. Eala with the 12 winners, 19 errors. Now, the reason why Eala's hitting more errors in this one is because of what Jovic is putting pressure on, right? So you can copy and paste this from a lot of players, right? This is not just an Eala versus Jovic issue. But if you're playing against somebody who's constantly putting pressure on you, hitting winners and making you, and forcing you to have to hit more aggressively than maybe you're comfortable with, like that's what Eala had to do, right? Eala couldn't stand back and rally because Jovic was hitting winners. So Eala had to try and punch first, right? Try and strike first. Unfortunately, unlike yesterday where she was sort of patiently waiting and then strike, she couldn't do that today. She couldn't patiently wait and strike. She had to strike first, and that was where the errors were coming from. And that could be applied to a lot of different matchups. If somebody's playing really well aggressively against you, right? like Jovic was today, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to let her hit the winner, so I better hit the winner first. I better be quick. I better rush my shot. That can produce errors, and that's partly why Eala struggled today. She was so under pressure against that Jovic, and Jovic didn't miss. Like, it wasn't like yesterday with Zhang where Eala could sort of patiently wait and Zhang might miss. Jovic was not giving away any free points, so that put even more pressure to have to try and go for it. Whereas Eala would rather just like wait, and then go for it. Eala doesn't want to she's not one to she's not like a Sabalenka, right? Where she's trying to be aggressive from the start. She wants to work her way into the point. But Jovic didn't allow her to do that today. So she had to be more aggressive, more errors came, and that's the result. And like I said, 2 weeks is such a short time to go from losing 4-2 to then playing again and expecting Eala to have some sort of revolution in the last 2 weeks, right? Yeah, she won a title in that 2 weeks, which helps with confidence, but to figure out how to then completely flip the script on somebody you've just lost to relatively easily 2 weeks ago. I mean, we've seen it with Zverev, right? Zverev and Sinner is a great case. They played every week for months, and every time they played, it never changed. So for best thing for Eala versus Jovic is not to play her for a while so that Eala can, build her confidence, blah, blah, blah. But then also build those weapons that might be able to be effective against Jovic in the future, right? So if they don't play for 6 months or even a couple of months, give Eala some time to get that serve a little better. All those things, the things that don't work against Jovic, or the things that Jovic picks on, right? That's what Eala needs to do. If they play again at Wimbledon, that sucks for Eala, but it's probably not going to be a different result because Jovic 2-0 the head-to-head. The short time, she needs to not play Jovic for a little bit, so that way she can build on and she'll look back at these matches and go, okay, why did I lose easily today against this lady, against my friend? And she'll go, okay, maybe it's because I was doing this and I need to do this and blah, blah, blah. And she'll work on it. She'll work on it. All right, Nisimo, by the way, is coming up next. No need to change coaches. Need to change strategies. Yeah. You don't throw out the coach because you lost a match to the same person twice. You go back to the locker room, the coach says, okay, we got some work to do. If we have to play her again, we'll figure out how to we'll watch the 2 matches that you lost. We'll work out why you lost, what she did well, what you didn't do well, and we'll try and fix that. No point in being like, you're fired, bring in someone new. Also, by the way, Jovic is not the player you need to learn how to beat. It's Sabalenka, right? It's Coco. It's Raducanu. Jovic isn't top 10 yet. Jovic isn't top 5 yet. She's not the player winning all the slams yet. So, yeah, it sucks to lose 2 matches in a row to the same person, but it's not the person... Eala shouldn't be focusing all her energy on trying to beat Jovic. There's bigger fish to fry, right? So firing a coach is not what we do. You don't fire Conchita Martinez was getting fired at Indian Wells. I don't think Andreeva's winning the French Open if Conchita's not there, right? So let's stop firing coaches because of losses. That's crazy. If Eala loses 10 matches in a row to 10 different people, yeah, that's bad. But to the same player twice who's higher ranked than you, I don't think that's worthy of being fired. I feel like that would be harsh. It's not a fireable offense in my opinion. All right. By the way, it's going to piss down in London. I can just see all the clouds are getting dark and it's raining in the distance. There are going to be rain delays now. We got through this match, which I'm happy about. I was a little nervous, but let's watch Kyrgios, Cam. I know you don't watch Australians. What's up? He's not playing until later, though. He's playing later, yeah? So, Bublik's just started. Okay. Yeah, Keegs isn't playing yet. What we're going to do... is he playing now? No, he's not. He's playing later. What we're going to do is... because we've got Mboko Pliskova, which I think is a really important match to watch. and I want to watch it. So I'm putting my foot down and I'm saying I'm watching this match because I want to. I don't think Kyrgios is playing yet. I think he's playing in a couple hours. But this is what we'll do. If it does start raining in Queen's Club, like it looks like it's going to pour rain, we might switch the Mboko match to the Kyrgios doubles if that makes sense, right? Like we did with the other day when I we'll flip-flopping matches depending on the rain. Yeah, so Kyrgios is coming up next because the doubles match before him just finished. What's the weather in Stuttgart look like, though? I don't want to watch Stuttgart. I don't want to rain in Stuttgart. Otherwise, if you make me watch Stuttgart and it rains, I'm going to cry. What's going on with Stuttgart? Is it looking shitty? Nah. You know what, chat? Stuttgart looks grim. It's going to rain in Stuttgart. What's up? Can you comment on this? Stop spamming. I'm not going to comment. I totally agree on the sentiments you said. Thank you. Oh, is it starting to rain in Stuttgart right now? See, chat, did I not just say it looks grim in Stuttgart and that's raining? They're putting the net down. Yeah, we ain't watching Stuttgart. We ain't watching this shit. I'm not doing rain delays this week. I'm tired. I'm tired enough. I ain't watching rain fall if we can avoid it. There's no way I'm watching fucking rain. I ain't watching no rain. It just started raining in Stuttgart. See, we ain't watching Kyrgios now. I was this close to... We gotta wait and see. Kyrgios is not starting yet. It's raining. God damn. It's rain. I don't have activities to do. I've opened up all the packs of cards. So we don't have any activities for the rain. Watching rainfall is the new watching paint dry. Oh, yeah. I'm glad we got through this match, though. I was a little worried that it was going to be a bit sketchy, but we got through. That's all that matters. Also, I want to watch Kyrgios play singles. And yesterday, we were focusing on Serena because, of course, we were, right? Serena. But I want to watch Kyrgios play singles because I think that'll give us more of an insight into what he is up to. And he'll play tomorrow. So we'll watch him play singles tomorrow. Hopefully it fits in with the rest of the schedule, which we'll make an effort to do it. Because tomorrow, Raducanu is playing. I want to watch Raducanu versus Castell. I think that's a great matchup. Jovic is not playing until Friday, so we can avoid her until that. Serena's doubles tomorrow, though. Again, I want to watch Serena exclusively. I don't want to watch double headers with Serena because doubles and double headers is not good. Noskova and Eala start at the same time. Has defeated her, but Noskova is now higher ranked. Yeah, but like, you know what that is, right? Like Noskova's got one of the biggest serves in the world, right? That goes a long way. Like that's a big advantage. Like Noskova, I think is like top 3 aces for the year. I mean, she has got a huge serve. And that's going to help a lot. Yeah, Noskova's second most aces this year behind Raducanu. She's got 173 aces. Raducanu's got 250. So, like, yeah, I mean, if Noskova's got a weapon, huge weapon of a serve. So, of course, she's going to be able to achieve more at this stage. Yeah, she's top 2 she's top 2 big serve of the year. Crazy. Eala's ceiling top 40. I don't think you understand what a ceiling is. She's already broken through that ceiling if you think it's top 40. I think you don't understand the term. Like ceiling means like where does she stop? She's already been top 30. You're already wrong. If Eala draws Jovic again at first round Wimbledon, she'll struggle to make an impact on the WTA. Chat, why are we doing this? This is why are we saying the most. We're saying so. That doesn't make any sense. Chat, like some of you are making no sense. Like, that doesn't make sense. What if she loses to Jovic again, then she won't do anything more? Why? Yeah, if she keeps playing Jovic every week, that will suck. But she won't play Jovic every week because there's 100 different players. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Because also, Wimbledon's not the last match of the tournament of the year. We've got the US Open. We've got so many more tournaments after that. I'm trying to, like, that doesn't make any sense. That, like, all her, like, her impact on the WTA hinges on a Wimbledon match against Jovic. No, it doesn't. Doesn't matter. If she played Jovic, that sucks, but it's also not the end. What's going on? I feel like people are grasping at straws. If you're using, like, you're trying to figure out how to, like, you know, if you're trying to, like, insult Eala's game or whatever, you're grasping at straws at this point. Come on. Come on now. It does make a little sense. How? Explain to me. Please, I'm all ears. Please explain to me how a match at Wimbledon against Jovic, if she doesn't win that, it would change. It would be whatever that guy said. Explain to me, please. That is so short term thinking. That her impact on the WTA will be affected by if she doesn't beat Jovic at Wimbledon? What do you mean? No, it won't. You really think all the people in the Philippines are going to go, yeah, I'm not watching this anymore? No. Like, no, it's not that big. This is not boxing. This is not boxing. This isn't like, you know, oh, well, you fight 3 times a year, and if you lose all 3, that's terrible. To the same person, that's a bad thing. No. Tennis is not a 3-match a year or 3-fight a year sport. So losing to Jovic again doesn't... It sucks in that rivalry for her. Like, it sucks for Eala, but it doesn't have that big of an impact. It doesn't. Honestly, agree. All he's done is insult people and hasn't done anything. Wait, who's insulting who? Wimbledon won't give Kyrgios a wild card. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Wimbledon don't give players that are not British wild cards anyway. But Kyrgios hasn't really been... Like, even if he was, like, glowing to Wimbledon, but he's broken a lot of rules. And I don't think I think they're less likely to give him a wild card because of that. But they're not going to give Stan a wild card either. Right? But yeah, I don't think Kyrgios will get a wild card because it probably doesn't help that he has broken the rules at Wimbledon without really any remorse. You know, he doesn't really care. And that's fair. Like, you know, I don't think wearing red shoes is that bad. But anyway, he wore a hat. Like, you know, I don't feel like he's like, you know, I don't think he's done anything outrageous at Wimbledon, but that's just them, right? That's just the way it is at Wimbledon. They're like, well, you broke the rules. They're probably not going to give him a wild card, you know. But they're also not going to give Stan a wild card, probably, you know, or Monfils. You know, they're not going to give these retiring veterans a wild card either because that's just the way it works. British players first. They might give Venus a wild card, but she's also won Wimbledon a bunch. So that helps. What's the probability of Eala playing against Jovic again at Wimbledon? Less than 1%. So she's got to play. There's 127 players in the draw. I'll tell you this. If Eala gets seeded, she can't play Jovic until the 4th round. So if Eala's the 32nd seed, she won't play Jovic until the 4th round, minimum. So if she's unseeded, her chances are less than 1%. Because there's 128 players in the draw, and she's one of them. So there's 127 other players in the draw. One of those players is Jovic, but there's also another 126 she could play. So it's very unlikely It's very unlikely. But if she's seeded, she won't play her until like the second week. So, yeah. It would be a major crime for Kyrgios not to get a wildcard for Wimbledon, former finalist. No. That's not how things work. That's not how it works. It doesn't matter. Wimbledon doesn't have a responsibility. So if you don't know how wildcards work, right? So wildcards at the slams, right? At the other tournaments, it's different, right? There's difference. But at the slams, the way that wildcards work, so at the Australian Open, for example, there are 8 wildcards. 6 of those go to Australians. 2 of those are reserved for the French Open, so the French Federation get to pick a French player, and the USTA get to pick one for the US player. So there's 2 that are reserved. The other 6 are to whoever they feel. Most of the time they go to Aussies, right? But Wimbledon are not a part of that treaty. Wimbledon are not part of that deal, that pact, right? So Wimbledon have 8 wild cards, and they don't have to give one to any other slams. There's no like Australian wild card because they're not a part of this deal. So that's why every year you see 8 British players getting wild cards, and no Australian, no French, no US. So there's no obligation to the other slams from Wimbledon. Wimbledon do their own thing. They don't give a shit about the other countries' players, right? They don't need to. So they get 8 wild cards, and they get to choose all 8, and they usually always choose British players, right? Because they don't have an obligation to this. It's called the reciprocal program. Yeah, so the Australian Open are like, okay, we're going to give a French wildcard to the French Open, and we're going to give a US wildcard to the US Open, and then in return, when the Australians go to America, then Australia get one wildcard at the US Open, and the French Open get one to the Australians, right? So that's like I'll give you one and you give us one, right? Wimbledon don't do that. Wimbledon are like, we don't do that. So they're not a part of this. So just because you made a final of that slam does not mean Wimbledon there will give you a chance to play. That's not how it works. I will go through the Wimbledon wildcards because this is going to come up so much over the next few weeks, and probably for the worst because there's some players that I think deserve wildcards. But again, this is just the way that tournaments work. So the wildcards last year, right? The wildcards last year on the men's side. Last year's wildcards, 8 wildcards, 8 British players, right? I'll name them, but you probably won't know most of them anyway. 2024, and I'm doing it for the men's side because Wawrinka and also Kyrgios. 8 wildcards for 2024. 8 British players got wildcards. Right? All British. 2023. Wildcards were spread, which is weird as hell. Goffin got one, Ovner got one, and Feast got one. I'm not sure why 2023 they spread them out, but then all the rest were British. So yeah, maybe 2023 they didn't have enough players to give out wildcards, so they went, we'll just give some to some Europeans. So 2023 was a bit of an anomaly. 2022, they did the same thing. They gave Stan a wildcard, they gave Bergs a wild card, and they went Van Rijthoven. And then all the rest were British. So again, did they not have enough British... maybe they didn't have enough British players to give wild cards to. I don't know. 2021, they only had 6 wild cards. 1 went to Alcaraz, which seems weird that he got a wild card, but that was 2021, so maybe he was unseeded. And also Alex Bolt from Australia, and then the others were British. So again, it's the last 2 years, they haven't given a wild card to anybody else but British. And then where are we? I don't even know. They're not even showing me. 2019, they're not showing me the wild cards. 2019, there was Feli Lopez got a wild card. And then British, Baghdadis, Kopfer, and then British. So again, it seems like over the last couple of years, they've been way more focused on British players getting wildcards. 2023, like before, they were actually kind of like, this guy played well or whatever. Like Van Rijthoven had a great grass season. They gave him a wildcard, right? Goffin, they gave him a wild card. He must have been playing well at the time, right? Wawrinka back then. But like now, like the last 2 years, it's been like all British. And I don't know what happened in 2024. I don't know who came into power at the All England Club, if they had a change of leadership or something happened. Because since that person or those people have come on board, they've been like British only. Maybe it's because British tennis, since Murray's retired, is not as good. So they're like, we need more British players because Murray's not there. Draper's not, hasn't popped off yet. Dan Evans has dropped down. Norrie's kind of there. Raducanu. I mean, maybe it's just they just don't have the talent. So they're like, we need more British players, so let's give them all the wild cards. Whereas in 2022, 23, and 21, maybe they had more British players in the top 100, so they didn't need the wild cards as much. They could give them out to other players and stuff. But again, it comes down to what they want. So I'm looking at the women's side. 2021, all British except for Samsonova. 2022, on the women's side, Serena got a wild card, obviously. Daria Saville from Australia, and then all British. Obviously, Serena got one. No brainer, right? Venus got one. Svitolina got one in 2023, and then all British. And then 2024, Kerber, Osaka, Wozniacki, all British except for Tomljanovic. But yeah, like former world number ones. Okay. And then last year, Kvitova got one, and then everyone else was British. And Kvitova is a two-time champ. So, again, no brainer. So, if you made a final, good for you. Like, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. And if you make a final of a French Open 2 weeks ago, that's not a guarantee either. So keep that in mind, because that's what's going to kick things off. That's going to really kick up a stink in a couple of weeks if Folinska doesn't get one. So we'll see. Stan may get a wild card as he withdrew early from Wimbledon qualies. Again, it'll come down to who if there's only like one, if Draper pulls out, they're going to give all the wild cards to British players because you have to have, or they have to have local hope. If they only have four locals in the draw, that's terrible for the tournament. Like because people want to go and watch the locals, right? Wild cards are a weird thing. I think people get confused, and I get confused. I don't think it's a fair system either, right? It comes down to the tournament's picks, right? There's no deserving a wild card, right? There's no there's none of that stuff. It's just it doesn't come down to it's not a fair system, right? There's no fairness in I played well last week, I deserve one. That doesn't matter. It's up to the tournament's discretion. They don't owe, they don't care if you've been playing well. That's not just the only thing they have to think about. They got to think about giving players, a chance, right, from their own country, which is usually what happens a lot of the time. Or they have to factor in. They do factor in Venus, right, who gets wild cards, and the players that will promote the tournament through their presence. I don't know. I just don't think Keegs. I don't know if Wimbledon are going to be that warm to Kyrgios, because even though he made a final, and even though he puts bums in seats and all that kind of stuff, they just don't have a good relationship. Like Wimbledon and Kyrgios are just they've butted heads too many times that I don't know if they're going to be like, oh yeah, you disregarded our rules. Here, have a free pass. I don't know if they're going to do that. They might be holding a grudge, And also, like I've said before, they do need players to play qualies, and good players to play qualies, so that becomes an event in itself. And so maybe they'll put Kyrgios in the qualies to promote the qualies. Yeah, I mean, bums in seats at Wimbledon is a different thing because they do sell out tickets all the time. Yeah. So trying to get they don't really need, Kyrgios at any other tournament, no brainer, right? He can sell out a stadium in any place in the world. But in Wimbledon, they don't need that. They don't need him to promote their, Wimbledon's going to, all the courts are going to be full anyway, right? So you're right. So he doesn't really have that bargaining chip of hey, I can help your tournament because, you know, people want to see me. They like, well, we sold all the tickets anyway. So, you know, like they don't need him to promote the tournament because it promotes itself, right? But again, it'll be interesting. They made Barzope qualies last year. I feel Valinska, but she will probably will too. I don't think Valinska's going to get a wild card. Even though I think she should. I think making a French Open final, it would be blind of Wimbledon to overlook that. Also, you've got to think of how the fact that she'll be seeded if she plays. Like that's you gotta number 21 in the world. Like you're gonna ignore that. Like it wouldn't feel right. She deserves a wild card for that run. But again, it's not about deserving. You were right, that lady was her mum. I thought so. Her game would be great on grass. I agree. Not to mention, people want to see how she does on grass. So, like, people will be keen to watch her, you know, at least on TV. Maybe not in the stadiums. I don't know. But they sell it anyway, right? But I don't know. I feel like it would just be like she's piqued a lot of interest. So, you know, it would be worth having her at the tournament so people would be keen on seeing what she does next. But again, tournaments make strange decisions, and unfortunately, I'm not expecting her to get one. Oh, pardon me. Can you please call the Anisimova game? No. We're not watching Anisimova today. We're watching on Boko in like an hour or two. All right. If Kyrgios done, no, Kyrgios is playing. No, Monfils is playing later. He's playing. He hasn't retired yet. Jovic will be a Grand Slam champion before 22. Maybe she played. I mean, she played so well today. I'm keen as to see her play. To see her take on Anisimova potentially. All right, chat. I'm going to send you over the next one, and we will. Hang on a second. 1 second. All right. And this move's already up a break anyway. Pick for both Wimbledon winners? I have no idea. Ask me in 2 weeks. Mpoko looks so happy out there with Serena. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mpoko's so good. I'm so keen to see how Mpoko does at Wimbledon. No, so I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so Stuttgart's reigning. No Kyrgios right now. Mboko starts after Anisimova, but so Anisimova's playing, but is it going to rain? Because I'm looking at the radar. Clouds have come over too. It's definitely rain around. Apparently it's light rain. Oh, it's going to be bad later too. We'll play the waiting game over the next couple of hours to see whether or not. I mean, Pliskova and Boko just feels like it feels like a very important matchup to me for grass. Didn't hear eat the carrot. No, she's just chilling. With players not needing to be both Sinner and Alcaraz to end tournament makes it more open. A beat. Yeah, but Sinner's going to come back with a vengeance. Um. Kyrgios is too talented, too emotional. Okay. Alex should focus on competing at 250 tournaments to gain more experience and secure her first title at that level. Round and round and round. Round and round. Okay. Sure. What he said. Oh, man. By the way, it looks super grim. And the umbrella's going up. They're starting to rain. It's starting to rain at Queen's Club. Are you commentating any other matches? Yeah, we're going to watch on Boko later, but the rain is starting to fall in Queen's Club, so we might have a bit of a break. Sinner's only enemy is the hot weather, basically. I have only seen him have these breakdowns in severe heat. And also Menchik. And Djokovic. Because Djokovic and Menchik have beaten him. You know. Yeah, it looks super, super shitty with this weather. It looks bad. This weather looks bad. Just having a look here. Just waiting for this rain to fall. Looks so grim. I know there's like some exhibition events coming up this next couple of weeks, but I just don't know who's playing. I don't think Djokovic is playing because that's who I want to watch, but I don't think he's playing. All right. I'll send you over the next one. Yeah, it is grim, this weather. But we'll watch on Boko hopefully later. What did I miss? I dropped in and I enjoyed Cam with one of my favorite disgusted looks. Yeah, just somebody asking, like, saying the same things that everybody says. Whenever Eala loses, there's always a checklist of things that get said, right? And one of those things is she should play smaller tournaments. Okay. She shouldn't play 500. She should play 250s. Okay. She should get a new coach. Okay. But again, it's just all this, just every time. Round and round. Round and round. It's like, yeah, some of those things, yeah, I don't think she should get a new coach. But, like, come on. And I respond to them all the time. So I'm just like, all right, let's wrap it up. I'm doing the same thing over and over. Same questions, but just looping. On a loop, you know? She just won a challenger event. And then it's like, oh, she shouldn't play 250. Or she should play 250, not 500. Okay. We all just have short memories. Anyways, Jovic looked great today. And she played great. And she won. We're going to watch on Boko in a couple of hours, hopefully. Weather depending. But Anisimova and Sigmund waiting for the weather. I tell you, this weather looks rough. It hasn't rained yet, but it's wanting to. 2-2. Jovic wins, takes out Eala, and she is in to the quarterfinals. She'll play the winner of Sigmund and Anisimova, who are playing right now. So we'll keep an eye on that for the Jovic result. But too good by Jovic. I'll see you soon.